at times you get curious and you start going through few things you've written in the past, statements, things that can motivate you. So I was just scrolling through so many notebooks I have written in the past decade, on and off. I was inconsistent. And then I got to access one that I found was very interesting. And this was when I just turned 30 years old. And I searched, the way you go on the internet, you search for what is the advice for someone who's a 30-year-old today. You're turning 30, it's a new decade you want to start. I got very, very curious. So I went in and I found nuggets of wisdom. There was so much that was there, but I don't want to dwell on that. So I'd split the areas into 4 core areas. There was marriage, or at least long-term relationships. There was health and wellness. There was money, career and investing. And lastly, family and parenting. Because understanding 30, I want to settle down, get married, have children. Okay, so let's look through them, and I thought that will form this opportunity in this episode that if you listen to me and you are turning 30, whatever I'm going to share with you here will be something that you can carry with you as you start this interesting decade of your life. Okay, so welcome to episode number 8, and this is my life advice to a 30-year-old, in this case myself. So let's start with the first area of focus, which is marriage and long-term relationship. So the first thing I'd written down that I'd found is to, 1, be extremely selective. Marry only if your partner is clear, has long-term positive influence, and someone whose company you still value in 50 years. That is big. So today, if you're listening to me, please be extremely selective. Number 2, marriage is work but rewarding. Why? It can boost happiness and career success, yet it requires daily effort, patience, and emotional resilience, especially once kids arrive. Wow. So, as you turn 30, and I'm sure down deep under you want to settle down, start a family. The best thing that can ever happen to you, if you've gotten the first point very, very well, be extremely selective, is that marriage can work. Marriage is rewarding, but it requires effort. Number 3, please don't rush and settle. The worst mistake, and this was fearful because at that moment you were under pressure to really settle down. I said avoid marrying just to cure loneliness. This includes rushed arranged marriages if you come from a community or a culture that allows that. The wrong choice is extremely costly. Don't rush to settle down. Then second last, kids sooner rather than later. Now, energy on fertility is when, that's for sure. As you get older, if you in your 30s, you'll never understand this. The vigor, the energy you have right now in your 40s, it will start going down in your 50s. By your 60s, you're tired. If you ever looked at an old man or your grandpa, does he just want to be disturbed, doesn't want noise? You're like, oh, granddad, you're boring. It's because your energy cannot handle that excitement. And so it will affect your marriage. So the earlier you get the kids, the better, because every year you delay, you're losing with the future of your children. Kids are playful, so you must get kids when you're young so that you can play with them. Can be that awesome mom, awesome dad. Then the last thing on marriage and long-term relationship, number 5, is date intentionally. Here, seek partners who value the simple things, contribute and respect boundaries. Set healthy limits with your in-laws very, very, very early. So advice number 1 on area of marriage and long-term is be extremely selective. Number 2, marriage is work, but it's rewarding. Don't rush. That's number 3. And number 4 is kids sooner than later. And number 5 is date intentionally. On health and wellness, the second chunk of our focus, treat your body like a project. Very simple things. Lift, run, stretch, and build muscle while it's the easiest. After that, my friend, it's hard to build muscles. Recovery takes long. So do it now so that your mind and your body are used to this. Okay. Number 2, on health and wellness, please daily fundamentals trump hacks. This is exercise. Okay. Do it daily. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Eat really awesome nutritious whole foods. Limit alcohol if possible. Do not smoke. Manage stress. And lastly, get sunshine, especially the morning one, just as you wake up, or the evening as it's setting. Why? Because those daily habits build over a long period of time. They not only teach you resilience, discipline, but they lead to success. So, health and wellness, daily fundamentals, trump hacks. Number 3, longevity mindset. Okay, think in decades, not months, not years, decades, because health habits now, today, at this moment, as you turn 30, will prevent injuries, chronic pain, or burnout later in life. So focus in terms of your long-term health. Think when you're 70 years old, which is 40 years from today when you're 30. So the second junk on health and wellness, treat your body like a project, daily fundamentals, trump hacks. Number 3, longevity mindset. An interesting area that I'm sure you're going to enjoy as it turns 30 now, because your career is picking up and money starting to get better in your life, is money, career, and investing. What are some of the things you need to do around those 3 areas? 1, job stability first. What do I mean here? A steady income beats flashy titles if it lets you sleep at night. I don't want to go further than that. If you haven't realized that in the few years you've worked, as you work in your 30s, you're going to appreciate that a steady income beats the flashy titles if it lets you sleep at night. If you're paid $500,000 a year or even a month, but your boss is an annoying prick, you will quit that job. You will reach a point where you are like, it's not worth it to suffer this way. So this might not make sense now, but trust me, it will make sense as you get older. Number 2, invest early and if possible automatically. Okay, think long term in everything that you do. Make it a habit. Put money in retirement. Invest in the stock exchange, money market. Find something. Okay. Now, time beats in investment. Time beats picking the winner's stock. Over time, over a long period of time, if you're disciplined, eventually will make money. Okay. Number 3, on money, career, and investing. Own, but don't over-own. What do I mean? Buy the smallest, low-maintenance homes that meet your core needs right now. Avoid money pits like upgrades, because you're going to realize something. The bigger the house you have, the more inexpensive the utilities and maintenance. It comes with its own baggage. So right now, get something that is functional, low maintenance, that you can develop up to. And in case of anything, that you can clearly take care of it yourself. Okay. Number 4, create optionalities. This is the greatest hack that you can get out of here. Build a side hustle, okay, or a business before your corporate runways plateaus. One thing you will come to learn as you get older: very few people grow to the apex, becoming a CEO of a company. A lot of people keep grinding somewhere in the middle. Okay, so build something on your side. If you're lucky to be a CEO, well and good, and make a lot of money, stock options and employee share options with bonuses, then you can make money. Focus on that. But majority, 90 to 95% of people just grow up to a certain age and then they plateau there and struggle. Eventually they just leave, or they work there to the end and they retire, and then they go home to nothing. It's the house and just TV and nothing to do. So build something, create an option in your life. Okay, so 4 things to do under money, career, and investing: job stability first, invest early and automatically, own but don't over own, then lastly, create optionality. Okay, the last part on the 4 things that I wrote to myself when I turned 30 is on family and parenting. Extra money, extra dollar, extra euro, extra pound, extra Kenya shillings, like where I come from. You won't remember the extra salary that you have, but I promise you will remember the school plays and the bedtime stories you missed. It might not make sense now, but anyone who is older, who is a grandfather now, will tell you there are so many things he wishes he could have done, because at some point your kids will leave And when they're gone, they're gone. You may reach a time when you see them once a year. Trust me, once in 2 years, or sometimes once in 3 years, or sometimes they'll go for 10 years and you'll never see them. You'll talk on phone, you'll see them on your calls, on WhatsApp calls, but you'll not experience that sweet moment of growing with your kids. Number 3, invest in your kids. What do I mean here? Teach them basics of life. Could be money, could be how the life is, could be godliness. Okay? Sow in them good habits to be good human beings, kind and loving, truth seekers and truth telling. Okay? And lastly, enjoy the ride. You will find your 40s and 50s, okay, more fun if you start doing what you're doing right now. Your health might not be the same at that moment, but you will feel way better than your fellow 40-year-olds. So if there's something, number 4, that I can tell you, these are the 3 things you can do in the 4th area of family and parenting. Family over extra dollar or Kenya shillings. Invest in your kids and enjoy the ride. Bottom line, to you who is a 30-year-old, or you're growing to be when you get to 30, focus on health, invest early, choose your partners and commitment extremely wisely. Cannot emphasize this enough. And allocate your little time you've been placed on earth, okay, to people and pursuits that compound meanings over decades. To my 30-year-old, I don't know if these lessons were important to me, but I'm looking at them right now and asking myself, is it too late to do some of these things I haven't done? Please share this, subscribe to the channel, add any other advice you can give your 30-year-old self to anyone, and so that you can help each other develop. Until next time.